afternoon and welcome to Stay Put. Thank you for joining us. I'm Zainab Ahmed. Let's take care of the week's announcements. The spring virtual athletics season is scheduled for Tuesdays and Thursdays after school, beginning on Tuesday, December 1st, 2020, and finishing on Thursday, December 17th, 2020. All students participating in the spring virtual season must complete the online registration process. Registration is done through the Wood Athletics registration form, which is posted on the school's website. Any questions or issues with registration should go to Ms. Pierce at Christina_B_Pierce at mcpsmd.org. This month, the yearbook committee has a new challenge for you. The last few months have been challenging for all of us, so it's time to think about all the good we have in our lives. We will have a thankful board in our yearbook. Grab a piece of paper and write down what you are thankful for. Decorate your message as you like, and then take a picture holding your sign. Do you have more than one thing you want to write down? Feel free to take more than one picture. You can email the pictures to Jessica_Luna at mcpsmd.org. Or you can upload it directly to our Yearbook Snap app by finding our school and using the password Mustangs. Include your name and grade on your picture. If you have any other pictures to share, email them or upload them. Do you have an idea for next month's challenge? Email it to Mrs. Luna at Jessica_Luna at mcpsmd.org. The Newspaper/Podcasting Club is conducting a survey for their November edition of the newspaper. Have your voice be heard. Please respond to the survey today. Your teacher will provide you with the link. The Newspaper/Podcasting Club thanks you for their time in advance. Our top story is a feel-good one. Get your tissues ready. Last Wednesday was Veterans Day, and yes, veterans do appreciate all the thank yous they get from people for their service, those they know and those they don't. But sometimes all the thank yous in the world can't help a vet overcome trauma they may have experienced in war. U.S. Marine Sam Floyd struggled with depression and post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, after serving a tour in Afghanistan. For years he felt lost. He's not alone. Veterans have a suicide rate 1.5 times higher than the general population. They often struggle with fitting back into normal everyday life when they come home. Sam was at his lowest when he met someone who was willing to listen, and it turned his life around. Take a look.
The day before September 11th, 2001, 17-year-old Sam Floyd followed in his family's footsteps and joined the military.
I was deployed to Afghanistan, Halloween of 2004, and I got back on Father's Day of 2005.
At first, returning home was everything Sam dreamt it would be.
Parties and seeing all my old friends, and it just seemed like everything was normal. And then that party was over. Then I had to figure out what I was going to do with the rest of my life.
Sam struggled to adjust back to civilian life.
My close brothers and sisters weren't around me anymore. Those men and women that I served with, they were gone. It just felt like I was alone in this thing.
And although he had served his country honorably, Sam always felt like he hadn't done enough.
There's a lot of men and women that have done way more than I ever have. They're missing limbs, or they've been to 5 or 6 deployments, and I've only been to 1, and so I felt guilty about all this stuff.
At one point, Sam even contemplated suicide.
I was laying on my apartment floor, and that night I was just like, I'm not going to be here tomorrow.
For 10 years, Sam felt lost and alone until a coworker told him about a nonprofit organization called Semper Fi and America's Fund.
And so then that's when I called Super Baker. I just knew I was being heard, and I knew I was being loved, and that was pretty special.
He was trying to figure out what his life would look like after going through a divorce, coming home from a war. I said to him, Sam, if there's anything that you could do. And he said, coffee.
With that conversation, the seeds for Operation Coffee were planted.
I just started researching what coffee was. I didn't even know what a roaster was. So how do I make that my own company, and how do I help others as well?
So in 2017, with the help of Semper Fi and America's Fund, Sam officially launched his small business. Now he's in 4 local coffee shops in Wisconsin and has shipped to more than 35 states. For every bag of coffee sold, Sam gives 10% back to the fund and the people who saved his life.
I don't look at this roaster as just a way, the means to make money. It's just, it's a symbol of hope. Like I walk into this room every day, be like, there is a lot of people that love me. And so that's why this coffee company really not only saves my life, but if I can just help one other person just realize that they're not alone, and it's just amazing what can happen over a cup of coffee.
So when Caliber Home Loans heard about Sam's story, now he gives back to his community, they want to do a little something for him too, and it was a great surprise.
Sam, you have inspired so many today, and we wanted to do a little something for you. So Caliber Home Loans wanted to do something to help you and your business continue to grow. They are dedicated to helping the entire military community, and they love what you're doing at Operation Coffee. So guess what? They're placing a $10,000 order. Boom. Don't worry, Sam. It doesn't have to be all delivered tomorrow. You've got time, but they love what you're doing.
Wow.
And in conjunction with Giving Tuesday Military, Caliber plans to share your coffee with their employees and their entire network of military veterans and spouses in honors of your mission of giving back.
I'm so thankful, and I really hope that my story can reach people so that they know that there's people out there that love you, and I love you, and don't give up. Please don't give up, because this is just a small example of what can happen.
What a great story. Sam needed to give back to feel good again, and you can too. Consider donating your time to a veterans organization making food, spending time, sharing your pet, or providing a much-needed service to veterans in need. They gave the ultimate sacrifice to us. Let's give something back to them. Now over to Matthew of Co for another top story.
Thanks, Zainab. Keeping on the same storyline, our next story follows the International Indigenous Youth Council and how they use their voice with art. These young adults wanted to make a positive impact on their community, so they decided to spread their message with their art. Take a look.
One way we spread our message is through screen printing.
Through our screen prints, we're able to send a message throughout our community.
Hi, my name is B.
Hi, my name is Yulu.
Hi, Hokwahi. My name is Vanessa, and I'm part of the International Indigenous Youth Council.
The IOIC is an Indigenous youth-led organization who's here to make positive changes in our own communities.
I joined the IOIC because I wanted to connect with Indigenous youth like myself.
I joined the IOIC to make a positive change in my own community and to connect with my culture as well.
One way that we make a difference is through our art. This is one of my paintings of a jingle dress dancer, a dance of song and healing.
I like to express myself through drawing. This is a style of art done by the indigenous people of El Salvador.
In the IIYC, we make a difference through artivism.
Artivism is a collaboration between art and activism.
My name is B.
I'm Vanessa. My name is Yulu, and I use my voice
to make a positive change in my community.
Do you have artistic talents and want to share what you believe in? You might want to show your talent through artivism. And speaking of doing good, shout out goes to Dorian Cook and Olivia Long, who shared their photos and videos with us. They participated in the annual Walk for the Homeless. Thanks, Dorian and Olivia, and all those who donated their support for those in need in our community. There's so much going on in our after-school activities that you may not know about, and we have something good to share with you today. 2 students in the Newspaper Podcasting Club have published their very first podcast. 8th grade Lauren O. and Dylan W. published their very first episode of the podcast, Let's Talk Wood. This week they plan on sharing a variety of topics on their show and are hoping to have students and staff input as well as some guests. Take a listen to the very first podcast.
Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Let's Talk Wood, featuring Lauren and Dylan, where your ears get a pretty good listen.
Yeah, on this show we talk about different topics that we think you might be interested in. Today's topic is retro tech. Retro tech is the tech of the past. The kind of tech your parents probably used. First up, the Game Boy.
Can you believe having one now and not having the Nintendo Switch?
Yeah, it's pretty different compared to the Nintendo Switch.
The next retro tech item is the Walkman from 1979. Before the Walkman, we had huge giant radios, which you would carry around. The bigger, the better, and the cooler you were. It became so popular to exchange cassette with others so that you could share their playlists.
Yeah, sharing playlists now are much easier than how it was back then.
A lot easier, just a few buttons to press on your phone.
But when the Sega Genesis came out, it was crazy. It was marketed as the cool kids system.
Computers in the past did not have screens, and they were bulky, and only scientists or NASA could have them. Steve Jobs had a great idea: create a personal computer with a built-in screen and a mouse. Well, that's all, folks. Thank you for joining us in the first Let's Talk Wood. Be respectful, responsible, and just podcast. See what I did there? Get that? Never mind.
Not really.
See ya next week.
Great work, guys. Let's Talk Wood can be found on the Wake Up Wood tab on the Media Center website. The duo has already planned for 3 more episodes and hope to publish weekly. Make sure you stop by often to have a listen. If you have a suggestion for them or would like to be a guest on their show, send them an email at letstalkwood@gmail.com. You can find this information on the website. Back to Zainab.
Thanks, Matthew. Over the weekend, November 14th marked the start of Diwali, otherwise known as the Festival of Lights. It is the biggest and most important holiday of the year in India and as important to Hindus as Christmas is to Christians. The festival gets its name from the row of clay lamps that Indians light outside their homes to symbolize the inner light that protects from spiritual darkness. It is celebrated over 5 days. On each day, there's a special event. Want to know more? Take a look.
At any time of year, a visitor to India can be overwhelmed by its beauty and color. But a visitor in late fall is especially fortunate. The temperature will have cooled down, the monsoons will have not yet begun, and Diwali, the Festival of Lights, is at hand. Diwali is to many Indians what Christmas is to Christians. In essence, it commemorates the victory of the forces of light over the forces of darkness. To experience it fully, get up before dawn and head for the flower markets. Here, flower vendors work feverishly to create garlands of fragrant jasmine that Indians will use to adorn their homes. By dawn, they'll be sold out. Next, head for one of the temples, but go early. Later on in the day, they'll be packed. On your way over, you may see a curious sight. People hunched in front of their doorways, pouring colored sand on the ground. The sand takes the shape of a lotus blossom, a symbol of welcome. And today, millions of symbols of welcome will grace the nation's doorways. Indeed, Diwali is all about sharing. If you're staying in a private home, don't be surprised if the neighbors show up with plates of delicious holiday treats.
Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali, Dirami.
It's also customary for families to go to the temples together on this day. They often dress in fine new outfits, purchased especially for Diwali. And if their outfits inspire you, head for a sari shop. Shops are open on Diwali, and Indian silks are justifiably famous for their beauty. They're just one of the ways India spruces up and gets into the holiday spirit.
So this is an occasion for all of us to rejoice and be with the family and enjoy all the good things in life. So we buy good clothes and make good food.
And everywhere there are lights. If you head to major commercial districts throughout India, you'll find colorful displays comparable to Christmas lights in Western cities. Some cities also put on spectacular public displays of fireworks, like this one in Delhi. But no matter where you are, there are smaller, more intimate fireworks displays. A long day of celebrations is coming to an end, and it's going out with a bang.
For all those who celebrate, we wish you a very happy Diwali. Back to Matthew.
It's time to share some pet photos. This is Ariana's pet pooch, Phoenix. He loves food. Don't we all, Phoenix? He eats so fast that by the time the family leaves the room, he's already done. Wow, he's so cute. Next, we have Jess's pups, Monty and Felicity. Felicity is a lazy corgi who is really loud, and Monty is a white lab who loves to drink Starbucks coffee. Uh-oh, a lab and a coffee? That could be dangerous. Thanks, Ariana and Jess, for sharing your pets with us. And thanks for crew member Ruby Espinoza for bringing us the pet scoop today. As always, if you would like to have your pet shared on the show, just go to the Wake Up Wood tab on the Media Center website and fill out the form. Back to Zainab.
Thanks, Matthew. Time for Tech Tip Tuesday. This is a fun one. I'm sure you use Google in your everyday lives, especially now that we are doing online school. Well, here are a few little hidden Google tricks. Number 1, did you know Google can do a barrel roll? Just type "do a barrel roll" into the Google search bar and watch what happens. Number 2, everyone knows the story of the Wizard of Oz. Try typing Wizard of Oz into the search bar, and on the right side of the page, you will see a glittery pair of ruby red shoes. If you click on the pair of shoes, the page reverses to only black and white. Just press the tornado to change it back. Now that you know about these little tricks, go and try them out. Thanks to crew member Ella Gensimer for the tech tip. Now time for Throwback Tuesday. Remember when we had indoor recess in elementary school, or when teachers told us we needed a brain break? Well, that's when they turned on Go Noodle. It was founded in 2013 and has since been engaging millions of kids. The many features of Go Noodle have for sure won over teachers, parents, and students. Those including champs, which are your classroom mascots that level up, and the range of activities and channels available. One of the most popular videos is probably something you definitely remember, Popsico. Take a look.
Hey, Neil. Hey, what? Are you ready? For what? To pop. Pop what? Popsico. My hands are high, my feet are low, and this is how I popsico. His hands are high, his feet are low, and this is how he popsicos. Popsico, pop, popsico, popsico, pop, popsico. Hey, Brian. Hey, what? Are you ready? For what? To pop. Pop what? Popsicle! My hands are high, my feet are low, and this is how I popsicle. His hands are high, his feet are low, and this is how he popsicos. Popsicle, pop, popsicle.
Brings back memories. Thanks to crew member Grace Litzenberg for the throwback. That's it for us this afternoon. See you on Friday. Be respectful, be responsible, and be ready to learn. Have a great day. Stay safe.
In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the quiet jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Awing,